all the working areas, industrial areas, used to be east. I'm talking about 19th century.
Get to work earlier.
Sorry?
They would start the work
What
day
do you say?
earlier. They could start the work day earlier as the sun was rising.
It's a natural factor.
Wind.
You have the answer. It was the wind, because winds are blowing in Europe from west to east, which means in southern France is different, because we have the wind which is blowing from Sahara Desert, from the other side of the Mediterranean, which is called Sirocco. But in most of the Europe, the winds are always blowing from west to east. And because rich people who used to own those big factories with giant chimneys and all the pollution being thrown into air, they didn't want this pollution to be over their heads. Then they built their mansions, their nice area in western part of the city. And even now, let's say if you want to buy an apartment, your apartment is going to be much more expensive in the western part of Paris than in the eastern of Paris, or north. North in Paris is very, very industrial as well. But we don't have any more polluting industry. All that disappeared. And this is one of the nicest and most expensive part of Paris. And as you can see, most of the buildings are made from the limestone. I don't know, because some of the guys are talking about this, some don't. And during the second part of the 19th century, by order of Napoleon III, which was the nephew of Napoleon Bonaparte, and which ruled France and was a smart man, he ordered his kind of the Préfet de Paris, which means the man in charge of the city of Paris, to destroy all central Paris. And all central Paris was destroyed and rebuilt in like 30 years, which sounds like a miracle. Because for that reason, all those buildings, the man who did it was called Haussmann. And when you look at the central Paris, most of the buildings look very much similar. They are never taller than 8 story. They always had balconies, iron balconies, mainly on 2nd and the 5th floor. And they are absolutely beautiful buildings, and they don't need to be painted, because this limestone is cleaned with what we call here karcher, which means with the water with sand under pressure, and there is no need of paint. Once the buildings are clean, they look like being just built, and this is one of the charms of Paris. There are some older areas in Paris, because, for example, the city of Island and city St. Louis, City Island and Island of St. Louis, they were not destroyed. Then in those places you can find the buildings from 16th, 17th century. Now there is a beautiful church of Saint Augustin on the left, and this big building on the left is actually Army and Navy Circle, which means it is for military. It is absolutely breathtaking and beautiful inside. And for example, if you are in the army and you want your daughter to marry in